Rome didn't fall in 476 AD, at least not in every timeline. What you're about to see is the world that could have existed if one emperor had made one different decision on one single day in history. A world with flying machines in the year 1000. A world where Latin is the language of the internet. A world where Rome didn't just survive, it conquered time itself. This is what the Roman Empire looks like in 2026. In our timeline, 476 AD is remembered as the end. Emperor Romulus Augustus was deposed by Odoacer, a Germanic warlord, and the Western Roman Empire officially ceased to exist. But what if, in the chaos of that final year, Rome discovered something that would change the course of human history forever? What if a Roman engineer working in the great workshops of Alexandria accidentally discovered the principle of steam power, not in 1765 when James Watt patented his engine, but 1300 years earlier? The implications are almost impossible to imagine. Almost. Because that single discovery would mean no dark ages, no Black Death spreading unchecked, no centuries of lost knowledge, just continuous progress. And in 476 AD, Rome begins its second chapter. The year 1000 AD. In our timeline, this is the height of the medieval period. Feudalism, plague, darkness. In this timeline, Rome has just completed its first industrial revolution. Steam-powered aqueducts deliver fresh water to 50 million people across 3 continents. Latin script runs on primitive mechanical computers the size of a room, but they compute. The Roman Senate has evolved into a constitutional republic 800 years before America would invent the same idea. And the knowledge that was never lost, the mathematics of Archimedes, the medicine of Galen, the astronomy of Ptolemy, has been building, compounding, accelerating for 500 years without interruption. By year 1000, Rome doesn't just rule the known world. Rome understands it. And what Rome understands, Rome controls. The year 1492. In our timeline, Christopher Columbus sails west and stumbles upon a continent he didn't expect to find. In this timeline, Rome had already been there for 200 years. And something else happened in 1492 that our history books could never have imagined. Rome reached the moon. Not with rocket fuel, as we know it, but with a compressed steam launch system that Roman engineers had been perfecting for 3 centuries. The first Roman astronaut, a former legionnaire named Marcus Aurelius Varro, planted a Roman eagle on the lunar surface 994 years before Neil Armstrong planted an American flag. Back on Earth, the Americas were not colonized with disease and violence. They were traded with, because Rome had learned, slowly, painfully, that conquered people eventually revolt. But trading partners make you rich. By 1500, the Roman economy spans the entire globe, and no one has ever heard of a place called America. And so we arrive at today, 2026 AD, year 2779 in the Roman calendar. The Roman Empire spans 3 continents: Europe, North Africa, and the Eastern Americas, with a combined population of 4 billion citizens. Latin is the language of science, law, the internet, and space travel. The Roman Senate, now a constitutional body of 1,000 elected representatives from every province on Earth, meets weekly in a chamber beneath the streets of Rome that can hold 10,000 people. Mars was colonized in 1987. Jupiter's moons are being surveyed for settlement. The Colosseum, still standing after 2,000 years, now hosts the annual Global Games, where athletes from every province compete in events that blend ancient tradition with modern sport. In this world, there was no World War I, no World War II, no nuclear weapons, no Cold War, because there was only ever one superpower. And for 1,500 years, that one superpower had been learning, slowly and painfully, that war is expensive and peace is profitable. This is the Roman Empire in 2026. But here's the question nobody asks. In a world where one empire controls everything, where has freedom gone? The Roman Empire in 2026 is powerful beyond any civilization our history ever produced. But it is still an empire. And empires, no matter how enlightened, no matter how prosperous, always have a shadow. The languages of 1,000 cultures silenced beneath the weight of Latin. The religions of 1 billion people absorbed into the Roman pantheon or quietly discouraged. The innovations that come from competition, from different civilizations racing each other, never happened because there was only ever one race. Rome survived. But the question isn't whether Rome survived. The question is, what did survival cost? And perhaps most importantly, would you want to live in this world? Leave your answer in the comments. And if you want to see what happens when Rome finally faces a challenge it can't conquer, that video is coming next week. Subscribe so you don't miss it. This has been Automatic.